Hey, this is Glendon, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu, all about making that money without a job. Today, we're going to talk about building a saleable and scalable e-commerce business. There's a lot of talk about e-commerce business. And anytime invariably that you speak of e-commerce, Amazon creeps into the conversation or Amazon dominates the conversation. I think that's a little misguided and also think it's a little dangerous, but not for the reasons that you think. But as we go forward, starting in 2017, it will be a comprehensive e-commerce course. It's going to be different than anything else that's on the internets. If you want to save $450 off that course, be sure to get the Never Broke Action Pack. So with that, I'm going to show you some numbers here. I'm going to show you something because I reached out to someone who knows this kind of stuff because I'm not really with it. I don't really pay attention to trends because that's really not my business model, but this guy does, and he's very good at it. So last few days have been diving into numbers. I've been looking at e-commerce websites. I've been looking at programs, and 90% of the stuff out there is Amazon or Facebook related. 90-some%. You have to look really hard, just like, hey, how to build an e-commerce website without those things. That is just not the thing. And I just started to think, okay, I've quoted this number and I said, let me go ahead and check my math, because I've said, all commerce in the United States, really around the world, and the United States is one of the biggest, is the biggest disposable income market in the world. Let's see what the numbers are. And I was thinking it was between 9 and 12%. It has never crossed double digits, meaning that all of the commerce, that's everything, that's your grocery stores, that's Target, that's restaurants, when people spend money with other people, right? Business, only 8.4%. Now, what does this mean? There's a ton of growth that's coming. There is a massive ramp up of growth that is coming. It's going to be insane what is coming. Now, percent of retail sales, you look at this stuff and you have to ask yourself, okay, so we know that Amazon purportedly, and I said purportedly because these numbers, there's companies out there who make a lot of money who are not public companies, who don't post their numbers. So we know Amazon is the biggest, but I'm even challenging that half of the internet traffic. And this is the reason why. Come out of there. The reason I am is Amazon's building physical stores, because I've been studying this all this year. We know where the trend is going. Poor performing brick and mortar stores are disappearing at a rapid clip. I think that's more so technology than the internet. And what I mean is, you don't have to do as much. You don't have to follow the old business model. The old business model was, if you wanted to sell X amount of stuff, you needed X amount of square feet, right? Well, that no longer holds true because everybody is having some of their sales come from online portals, and they're directing traffic and marketing. I'll tell you my e-commerce story, and this is why I'm so bullish on you can build your own e-commerce site. You can build your own traffic. When we had the upscale garage sale, which just started off as, hey, we need to sell certain things. So just certain things did not sell well locally, which they would be shuttled to eBay, and certain things sold very well on Amazon. They'd be shuttled to Amazon, and certain things sold very, very well on Craigslist. Per sales price ticket, average sale for, let's say, items $300, $400, $500, $1,000. Craigslist was the leader. Now, I consider that e-commerce because we posted on the website, someone saw it, and that's the only way that we made that connection. That's how the customer found out about us. But this is another reason that I became comfortable selling very expensive stuff, because if you ever heard of Baker, it's a very expensive furniture line. I had a Baker bedroom set, perfect condition. This couple bought it for their wedding, and unfortunately, the husband died, and the wife never opened up the bedroom set. And it just sat in the basement for decades. Brand new Baker furniture, still in the box. Now, before I posted it online, I said, look, I am opening this up because I don't want to sell it to you and then there's damage we don't know about. Perfect condition. You know, I actually took pictures. The people who bought it wanted the pictures, and they paid a lot of money for this old Baker bedroom set, like damn near $5,000. And we had to do white glove, blanket wrap delivery. Now, many people are totally against selling bigger stuff online. And this is, I think, a fallacy, because I was watching a really long, and I'm not giving names. If you find it, you find it. And the perfect e-commerce item to sell was something that you could literally throw against the wall. It didn't weigh a lot. Okay, a lot of stuff that we buy, it does not fit that model. So if you're going to limit yourself to that, you're going to limit yourself to just small stuff, and you are going to catch a lot of flack. And when I mean flack, competition, because that's where everybody is. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's get into the chat room. What we have? We got Patches. What's up? James Guitar. What's going on? Owning It. Quora. What's up? Mommy Motivations. What's up? Benjamin. What's going on, Lamote? I think you're going to like this one. Melissa, I have problems moving high value large items. I'm going to talk about that. Good morning. Nice jacket. Yeah, changing up the scenery. What's up, Carlton? All right. So let's kind of go back into what I'm talking about, the dangers of that. You're going to lock yourself into certain products. Now, there are thousands of products. There's thousands of things. But if that's your criteria, and understand there are people making millions of dollars selling these types of things. But what's happening is you have so many people in the marketplace operating in this channel. But the opportunities to make money online are like this, but so many folks are being shoveled into this. Now, I will say that selling furniture online, which is a very big, hard thing to do, it's fragile. A lot of things can go wrong. You can have stuff destroyed. But my margins, I sell a furniture set, profit was anywhere from $1,200 to $2,400. In the case of the Baker furniture, the profit was $4,000 and something minus PayPal fees, because they pay shipping. Do not limit your mindset. Now, I will give you full disclosure that if you get into some of these bigger, harder to ship things, you're going to have some issues. There will be damage. FedEx, UPS, freight forwarders, all these people, shit gets damaged. I worked in a warehouse. I know what happens. And that's one of the reasons that I think that I knew how to minimize the damage, because we had one thing destroyed. I mean, it really wasn't a common occurrence, but once again, I worked in the warehouse. I knew how to package this stuff. But if you are selling a $5,000 product online, and let's just talk about, like, a chargeback could happen. Yes, it's possible, but typically they don't. And you provide what it is and good service, you're making 4 figures profit. So you sell 10 of them in a month, it's 20, 30 grand. So like I said, a lot of the stuff that I encountered was all moving people in these narrow channels. Now, also another thing that was happening was many of these companies that are being formed, they're not scalable outside of the Amazon ecosystem, and they're not sellable, period. Why does someone buy a business? Because it's an asset. It's going to add something to their business. It's going to provide something they don't have, like when Facebook bought WhatsApp, because it just was easier to buy them than to create their own. There's got to be some overwhelming nuance or separation from the pack for someone to invest a lot of money in buying your business. Now, part of that's the unique selling proposition or whatever. A lot of these, it doesn't exist. So the minute that Amazon says Kahanka, they're out of business. You can't sell it. You can't scale it. And if I actually had a client whose friend was talking shit because he was talking to me because he's an Amazon person, and they were going on and on. Well, this person just had $30,000 worth of inventory in Amazon warehouses that they cannot sell. The rights holder of the product said no, and Amazon said we can ship it back to you or we can destroy it. He don't have the money. This is happening. Nobody, people go, oh yeah, it's very rare, rare, rare. Like with these new rules and things that are happening, you're going to have more and more people who are going to send in massive inventory and find out that they can't sell it anywhere else. And they're going to get stuck and they're going to take a bath. That's going to be common because this is some other stuff this is happening. And this is another reason that you should, if you're going to do Amazon and eBay, you should have your own website. And what happens is because Amazon and eBay are so easy that people become lazy on building their own websites, and they become lazy with marketing. They become lazy with brand differentiation. They become very lazy with that. So then, oops, when Amazon says, get out of our sandbox, they're just ass out. So how do you build an e-commerce business that is scalable and sellable? Number one, it's got to have something different about it. You can, quote, not reinvent the wheel and go out and get all of these products and slap your name on it that, X amount of sellers are selling. Because, see, this is the big issue with following that system. The easier that it becomes, the more widespread the information becomes. Because let's say someone 5 years ago spent 10 grand on the Amazon selling course and they just made a lot of money. Typically, if this person is still searching for new information, invariably through their comments, they're going to drip that information into forums, and they're going to drip that information into Facebook groups. So as more and more people know exactly what to do, the value of that information plummets and the marketplace changes. And you're seeing this. And no, I'm not going to do it anymore. No eBay, no Amazon business, videos. But what I put out has pretty much covered what came. And I predicted this long in advance because, see, this is the thing. There is no such thing as infinite with the internet. There is finite. There's only so many sellers that can occupy a category and sell well. There's only so many because there's only so many customers who want that. Now, there might be millions of customers who want said items. That's a very large market, but there's still a limit. So if you've got, let's just go ahead and go crazy. Let's say you got 50 million customers, potential customers in this market, right? And then all of a sudden you've got 10 million sellers. There's almost for every customer, 5 customers, there's 1 seller. It's called carnage. It's called a race to the bottom. It's called bad stuff. It's just not going to work. It's just not. Let's see what we got in here. Let's see, Monica, what's up? Whoa. This thing, YouTube, if you're listening, it would be better if you made this chat box more expandable, because sometimes stuff just jumps. Because I'm going to stick with this. I have problems moving high value, large items. I meant to come back to that. I'm going to jump around a little bit, but if you want to sell big ticket items, you ask yourself, first of all, who buys big ticket items? One of the reasons that many people don't become big ticket item sellers is because they don't become big ticket item buyers. Give you an example, and this is going to relate with e-commerce. I was in this group, and this guy was like, I have this $50,000 mastermind program, and I'm looking for this salesman, and I'm looking for someone who can give me this sales process to sell this $50,000 mastermind program kit. And I went in and I said, well, because supposedly they were making all this money. I said, well, why don't you just go out and buy a $50,000 product and reverse engineer it? I heard nothing. And because the thing is, if you're making 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, what's spending 50 G's to make more money? It's nothing, right? Many people, and I see this, and this is something that happened to me, when you become a reseller or storage, you become very addicted to getting stuff far below its actual value. It becomes a life norm for you. You don't go out and buy expensive stuff. So typically, the people who spend $150,000 on the car up to 1.2 or even 3 million for a car, they're not average people. You're not folks you're going to run into and at your local, well, maybe you'll run into them in a local restaurant, but typically, if you want to sell high value items to people with the money to pay you, you have to appeal to them where they are. Where is someone who's going to spend $1 million on the car? Where does this person hang out? Who does this person hang out with? What kind of stuff do they do? And usually they're going to be rich. They're going to be a business owner, perhaps an athlete, or maybe a doctor or something. So traditional marketing things are not going to reach them. Usually these people are really busy, so their free time is precious. So you got to really get to them in a different way, because a lot of people who sell high-end cars sponsor all kinds of events where they'll have like 30, 40 exotic car owners, and they'll do this drive up through the mountains. A lot of these guys know each other, and when they sell cars, they'll go in their forum and post it. And that's how they sell those things, because they're in that community. So Melissa, if you want to sell high value, large items, there's a lot of things you have to do. You have to change your presentation. You have to understand that typically you don't even bring that stuff to the flea market. And that's the lesson I learned many years ago. You could take really nice stuff, quote, to the flea market, and all day long they're going to try to beat you down on price because it's at the flea market. It's here, it should be cheap, right? It's here, it shouldn't be a lot of money because it's at the flea market. So I learned that from at the flea market, and I learned it in the warehouse, because I had a huge divide between the dollar section and then the intermediate section, and a bigger divide with the high-end section. There was physical separation. You cannot have a bedroom set that you want to sell for $1,500 next to a bedroom set you're selling for $150. People are going to say, well, since they're close together, the price should be close together. How our minds operate on price is ridiculous. What's up, Code Labs? What's up, Carlton? What's up, G Ranks? We got all kind of new people coming here. This is good. What's up? What do you mean, Lamode? What's up, Roosevelt? What's up, Canna? Code Labs, I'm currently selling online courses at minimum prices like $10 to $50. How can I sell it for higher prices? What kind of value is in there? I mean, that's going to be a whole different stream. I'm not going to really get into that because, we're talking about e-commerce. We're talking about selling physical products today, but that'll come up at some other point. Melissa, for me, I think my issue is figuring out the cost of big items for shipping. I tend to list as local pickup. This is how you sell a really expensive item. You always include the shipping in the price of the item. It's just, free ship, continental United States for lower 48. Make sure you put that in there so you don't have someone in London buying your item and expect, because people, they would do that shit all the time. I'm just like, really? That it's not going to be that cheap to spend over there, to ship over there. So this is how I sold all my furniture on eBay. I never charged them additional fees. Let's just go ahead and give you a walkthrough of the price. Say a bedroom set wholesale, my cost was $750, $1,000 bucks. I'll put it on eBay for $3 or $4 grand. and I would put the shipping in there, and I would put the white glove service in there. Now, for some stuff, I would do, I would say, do you want white glove service? That's additional, but I would do to their house where they would drop it by the garage, and to make sure that the directions were really, really explicit. Now, today, if I was selling furniture, I wouldn't do that. I would set it up because there's so many people doing it. I would just have a company in every city that would pick up the furniture from the freight house and take it straight to their house, and just because, you know, someone's paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for a bedroom set, they're not trying to move that shit into the house themselves, unless the bedroom set costs 30 grand in a retail setting. Then okay, they may do it. I mean, that was kind of the thing, but you got to put the price of shipping in the cost of the goods so they don't see it, because someone can save, let's say you have a shopping cart full of items you really want, the price is good, maybe $500, but the shipping's like a 120. That 120 shipping will make you put everything back. You'd be like, you'd be like, what? I'm not gonna do that. Shipping is so huge. For any my clients, and you know, we're gonna do any e-commerce, shipping, free ships is going to be a norm. I mean, that's just really it. Free ground ship. Let them know that, hey, it's going to take 5 to 7 days, but that's just the norm. That's just the cost of doing business. Fit to inspire. Selling your own brand and nutritional supplements on Amazon and eBay, a good move. That is, I don't know. There's a whole industry built upon that, and this is how it works. You go ahead, you create this brand, you create this fitness supplement product. Now, I will say, with nutrition and supplement products, you have other issues than Amazon, like the FDA. There's a lot of people, a lot of those companies get shut down. So I don't know a lot about that. I'm probably not going to learn a lot about it. So that's the thing. I would say do more research there. Amina is tripping. Let's see. Hoo-ha. Wait a minute. Isn't that the Wu-Tang Clan? Collapse. I would agree. Other platforms make us lazy for long-term building. Our brand is best profitable. Plus, it's always unpredictable when and how the platform may change the rules. That is gospel. JC Chantis, do you think YouTube will start to behave like eBay and Amazon, where it will be harder and harder to earn a good income? Already happened. This move this year, I mean, the thing with YouTube, and this is not really e-commerce, is the new algorithms. If you have the right subject matter, you can pick up 3 million subscribers in a year. So if you have the right stuff, it's easier than it's ever been. But if you have the wrong stuff, it's harder than it's ever been, if that makes any sense. What's up, Mike? What's up, Coco Covered Muscles? Well, yes, that's the thing. I did the storage thing, so some real nice things. So like I got an Italian marble antique coffee table. What you can do with some of those things is, that's a Craigslist item. You know, to me, that would be a Craigslist item, because you said the keyword marble. To ship marble, what you have to do is take the marble out, put the marble in a crate. And, you know, if the price isn't there, it's not worth that, because a decent crate back in the day was like $250 to $450 to bill. This happened to me also at the flea market. What's up, Cheatable? What's up, Sounds of Cypher? I bought my new items to the flea market and they wanted it for nothing. Let's stick with that for a minute, Lamote. To me, and I want you in the comments to put this in there, to me, Amazon has become a bargain basement city. Everybody that has spent $500 to $1,000 on something on Amazon, please put that in the comments. Put a 10. No, put 1,000. Put $500 or $1,000. Everyone who's bought a bunch of stuff for under $100, put that there. Let's see what the marketplace is saying. Here's the thing. People have certain expectations. This is going to be dirty, but I'm going to do it. Let's say you're a girl, right? And you're out with your girls and you got on attire that makes you look like a hooker, but you're not a hooker. You're not a hooker. You just have the type of uniform, the hooker uniform. So you go to a part of town where there's a bunch of hookers, but you're not a hooker. But you already know that that's where the hookers hang out. You know consciously that you have hooker uniform on, yet for some reason you're pissed off when people come up and is like, how much? And I go through all that to say, when you go to the flea market, people go to flea markets for amazing deals. They go for fantastic stuff, super cheap. You have to put the appropriate product in the appropriate platform. And in terms of building brands and selling certain things, you're kind of stuck. What about print on demand books? What about them? Be more specific, James. Cocoa Covered Mothers. Do you still recommend Craigslist? Yes. Also on Facebook garage sales. Do it. I moved 6 months ago, right? I did not have a garage sale. I sold everything on nextdoor.com, Facebook, Craigslist, and a few things on OfferUp. I did it all online. So yeah, do it. Melissa, okay, Melissa, cool. Marcel, whoa, I hate that. It's like, hold on. Marcel, my man, just want to let you know, since watching your videos, I've started a hat business online. My first day, I sold 3 hats. Just seeing that someone was interested made my year. See, that's cool. Now, that is, hold on. You know what? Here we go. Let's see. We'll go ahead and do that for Marcel. We'll do it again because I like people to take chances. And all thanks to you, man. I really appreciate that. I still continue to work at the Walmart corporate headquarters, but just knowing that I can do things is refreshing. That usually is the hardest part, getting started. So congratulations to you. Really appreciate the love. So hold on, I'm gonna do something like this. Boom. What's up, Ronnie? Hey, Jam, just checked into my cubicle cell at work. What's the good? Listen to your own plantation. That's cracking me up. Only that you answered my shipping question before I asked it. All right. I must have been. Yeah, like if you're selling big ticket stuff, okay, here's the psychology. I'll use it with Apple. I did not buy the new MacBook Pro because I'm going to have to spend damn near $3,000 for what I wanted, probably over $3,000. And then I have to go out and buy extra shit. That makes no sense to me. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So even though the doggle or whatever the hell it's called, it's not that much, in my mind is I am spending 3 G's with you on a brand new item and I have to go out and buy this bullshit item. The shipping, extra stuff you have to buy, those things kill sales. They kill them. What's up, Mike? Home nutrition, look up America, bigger, better, better. Coco's covered muscles. I read Amazon has a video service similar to YouTube. You can choose how your content is received, subscription only. Amazon has a video service and it ain't nothing like YouTube. Well, number one, if you don't have the right content, you will not make any money. I know someone that's doing that. Plus, you've got to jump through some hoops. It ain't nothing like YouTube, not even close. And Amazon Video is interesting because I have, Netflix, Amazon Video through my Prime membership, and I sprung for the HBO because I'm starting to watch a lot of this show that I started watching called The Leftovers. The shit's wild. What's up, Alex Van Gassel? Code. Spend $1,000 on Amazon. Melissa, way under. Kirk Johnson, good morning. G, lots of Amazon under 100. Let's see. Lamode, $1,000. Kenna, 1,000. What's up, Muhammad? Using print on demand books, preferable print up in advance. Yes. When I don't know if you know my story, James, but when I got started, I started with one ebook and I did a physical book, which I went through CreateSpace, which is owned by Amazon. I never carry the inventory. One of the reasons I did not carry inventory is you never know when you're going to sell stuff, and forecasting and predicting sales it's brand new. It's very hard to do. So I didn't do it, and I didn't have to. And what was funny, there was a lot of people on YouTube talking about, yeah, buy Glendon's books. He's got all those books in his garage, right? And I was like, you dumb motherfucker. I don't have any inventory, but I never said that. I was like, I just let them believe what they wanted to. But yeah, always. Greg Williams, 900 for a TV stand. Amazon was the only place that had it. Okay, cool. Alex Van Castle from the great Dave Chappelle. You may not be a whore, but you're definitely wearing a horse. Dave is a one of a kind. What are you talking about, Muhammad? Ask better questions. No, we're talking about e-commerce on this stream. You know, I do have a video, how to start a service business. Go check it out. It's on this channel. Sure thing, James. Books in the garage. You know what? I just picked up on that. We're not going to there. We're not going to get into the uniform. We're just going to continue on with e-commerce. Now, here's the thing. From my research and recommendations to my clients, if you, because you know, this is the big thing. This is what everyone's doing. Getting a product that's hard to damage, ships easily, very much error-free. Now, this is not wrong. This is good business. This is very good business, right? Now, with that said, since all of the conventional knowledge, everyone's talking the same thing, anyone who works on products that do not fit this narrative, you're going to have way less competition. You're going to have I mean, it's going to be ridiculous because when I was doing my furniture website, there was not that many compared to, you know, because I thought it was a lot, but it really wasn't that many compared to the number of people who are selling like iPhone cases. It just wasn't. So if you pick, and, you know, we'll talk about some stuff a little later about how you should partition your business. You don't have to sell exclusively high-end stuff. You know, I had a matrix. 50%, well, let's say 25% of the warehouse was, well, actually more than that, damn near half. 4,000 square feet of the warehouse were dollar-only items. Why? My supply chain. I bought stuff at storage units. I got clothing. I got irons. I got microwave. I got all this stuff every week. Just put in there and just blow it out like a flea market. Things that were better went into another section. High-end stuff went to another section, and things that were online sellable, which really wasn't a large percentage of the stuff that we got, that went on eBay, Amazon. So you can segment your stuff. You don't have to be exclusively one thing or the other. That's funny, John Francis. So let's talk about setting up an e-commerce business where you're selling, let's say, high-end watches, which is going to be challenging. You can't sell watches on Amazon, from my understanding. If someone here knows different, put it in the comments. But say you were going to sell high-end watches like used Rolexes, Breitling, Concord, and you set that up, then you got to drive traffic there and you got to, you know, create trust. But you could do that and no one knows what you're, you know, and this would not be a website with like, well, it could be, those are big brands, but you could sell one watch and pay all your bills for the month. These are things that are possible if you open up your mind, because what I see, and, you know, thanks to everybody that went in the comments, because most of the people were under $100 and there was a few people who did 1,000 or more. Now, you know, a lot of people buy televisions off Amazon. So that's something else, because the thing is, I think they perfected the shipping. So you got people buying the televisions, but who's buying anyone buying a washer and dryer off Amazon? Anyone buying, you know, someone bought a television stand? Because I don't even know, because I haven't even looked for furniture. But typically, once again, correct me if I'm wrong, is who here buys a lot of big ticket stuff online, period. Who buys that stuff? Now, what I think is going to happen is you're going to have this huge infusion of people selling very inexpensive stuff or stuff. Because here's the thing. If you are getting into e-commerce and you don't have a lot of money, your wallet is going to dictate what you can buy. Now, if you change that one metric, you can enter the market. Because I saw something that's like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't spend a lot of money. I helped a client buy a container. This was the first order, because if we bought this stuff and one-offs, we were talking about, let's see, maybe $300 to buy one. But if you bought the container and we pressed them on the deal, that same item, which was $350, they were able to get for $90 per item because they bought a container. So was able to go online and sell this at a competitive price. Did not sell it for the bargain price because we got it super cheap. No. We sold it close to what everyone else was selling it and realized more profit. And just walk through the whole thing of setting up a warehouse, setting goals, expectations, moving this stuff, like a real business, and made a lot of money. Was buying a container every other month. So it just really depends. I'm buying high ticket electronic items from Amazon. That's Code Labs. Haha, being in my line, I hardly buy anything. The only thing is I buy retailers, groceries. That gets hard for a lot of resellers. Code Labs because it's often much cheaper than local shops. My last television purchase, it was a 65-inch smart, Samsung 5K curved. And I looked on Amazon and I went to Best Buy. And I talked to the guy and I was like, man, if it was cheaper here, I would buy it. Dude said, that's possible. They matched that price. Just letting you know, you can negotiate at Best Buy. A lot of people don't know that. They're not going to lose a sale if they can get it. And also, so what else do you buy at Code Labs? I'm just curious. I know headphones are a big seller. I know phones are a big seller. Well, no, actually, I don't know that on Amazon. What I typically buy is, this came from Amazon, battery charger, a portable charger. It's really interesting because I'm sitting here. I did spend $1,600 for these mics. I got that on Amazon because Amazon was cheaper than B&H Photo, and I did get my camera off of Amazon, not because it was cheaper, but because the shipping, because it was the same price all over the line. But the shipping, because I was a Prime member, I got it the next day. Just American Giant is it's a sweatshirt company. It was American Giant. Bought my trailer tires on Amazon. Collab, microphones, computers, and drives and keyboards. I hadn't bought keyboards, but what I've been finding, like I've not bought any of my computers on Amazon because typically the price is the same for certain things. But I can see that because I'm thinking I'm not using it. I bought this one microphone. It was like $200, but B&H, it was there, but it was the same price, but it was just going to take me longer to get. So speed of shipping is very important. Charlie Factum, we're talking about e-commerce. How to start a saleable and e-commerce business, things we buy online. That's what we're talking about. Maybe that'll be in another stream. Now, let's take what we know, and I'm going to show you this again. So we'll pop in this because I'm going to give you some predictions here. And some of them are going to sound kind of whack, but I'm going to do it anyway. Stores are never going to go out of business. Now, we're looking at this, right? This is where they are now. They've kind of been here for, it's like, you know, look at it. Let's see, we'll go back to 2010. So 2010 to 2016, it has doubled. So it was really, really way up. My numbers were off because, like I said, I'm learning to do better research. So you'll see that it's going up because, like here, 4.6, it's creeping up, creeping up, creeping up. It's 8.4. I had thought that it already had crossed over the double-digit mark, and it still hasn't. Now, one of the reasons is you've got to look at, we have different populations, and what I mean is, I've been watching, since I've kind of cut back, I've been watching a lot of television, and I see a lot of stuff that is catered to older people. I see they still do direct marketing. So as the population ages, a lot of these kids who grew up with the internet, I think you're going to see a big jump in the e-commerce sales then. But we have a lot of the people who are older with the money, they still shop in stores. Ronnie, my friend got some car rims. I thought he was crazy. Rims I can see, because rims are either they're going to be what they are or not. What's up, Kayla? So stores are not going to disappear. Amazon is actually opening physical stores. Now, why is Amazon opening physical stores? There's just certain things you're still going to need a physical store for. Restaurants, are not going to disappear. You need groceries. Having groceries delivered, when they get to the point where you can go order your groceries and they're at your house in 30 minutes, okay, I see that. But we're still going to have grocery stores because, that's just it. We're still going to have car dealerships. I know that's crazy, right? We're still going to have clothing stores. And the reason we're going to have clothing stores is people are not built the same. You can be at large and go to this store and that shirt doesn't fit, and you can go to this other store and that shirt does fit. That's a big thing with apparel, and apparel is huge online. It's huge, but also the returns are huge. Nope, I'm not doing that, A-Jam. Typically, I'm going in a different direction, like with this e-commerce millions. I'm not joking when I say that. Typically, what I see in the marketplace is everyone is running in these narrow corridors, and for good reason. Good reason. There are people making a lot of money and they're making it fast. You're seeing people who last year were working a regular job. Now they're doing, close to $1 million in gross sales with their Amazon businesses. However, these businesses are just extensions of jobs. They're better jobs. There's more freedom. There's more choice, but they're still jobs. And at any time you can be fired. Whereas if you build a durable, scalable, saleable e-commerce business, that's not the case. We have grocery delivery here in Indiana, free shipping. India. I'm sorry, India. I didn't know you were in India. That's a whole different ball game, Code Labs. Kayla rules until we have virtual bodysuits to know our size. I mean, it's what I see, and there's a store that's already doing it. They have a showroom with every size imaginable. You come in and then they do custom measurements and they make it and ship it to you. I see that flying. John Francis, I have an Amazon Prime account. I got a TV, a few other items, but get it in a few days. It's the ease of receiving it. Not sure how that will work if they might try to use drones for delivery. Okay, here's the thing with the drones. I want you to really understand. There's a few, I talked to a guy who does aerial photography. He has a drone. You can't fly these suckers over certain city areas. That's going to kind of effectively kill that. There's a lot of places they will not be able, even once they get the technology stuff, they're not going to be able to fly these suckers there. Klein, and we used to sell CDs and vinyls outside of concerts. The classic rock crowd would always buy them. Same with the country crowd, rap, electronic hop. We always had a hard time. I'm going to tell you why. And that's a great comment, Klein. Country is it's huge. It's bigger than rap. Now I know a lot of people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Country music as a category is bigger than rap. Rock is bigger than rap. Now rap is big, but the thing is, I mean, you got to look at who listens to this stuff. You get country music, you go into a restaurant that can be playing country music. There's very few restaurants or things you go into that are playing rap. They may be playing instrumentals, but due to whatever the hell's going to come out of their mouth, you just can't have that music everywhere. But you can have rock pretty much everywhere. You can have country music pretty much everywhere. So who do you think will own the drones? Amazon, they will own them. Melissa, I've never used Amazon. I try mostly to work on building my local clientele. I do try to make each person feel valued so they return over and over again. Peapod grocery store. Greg Williams, didn't Tesla try to sell direct to customers like Dell, but got pushback from car dealers? I don't know. I know that they got a bunch of pre-orders on this new model they're coming out with, and I saw people lined up. I don't know if that was at a dealership. I'm not really sure how that went down. So it gets to be very interesting. But let's talk about building an e-commerce business that's not predicated on current business models. One, stop looking for products. This is what people do. They'll go look for a product, and then they'll do all of this research with Amazon, Terapeak, maybe some other tools, and they'll look for what's selling. Okay. Now, once again, this is effective. This is effective. I'm not saying it's not effective. Now, when you look for an audience, you find out more information. Let's say you go through the product research of you compare products that you're going to sell online and you look for what's selling and what people want and trends. I very much tell my clients to avoid trends. That's their main business. Essentially, your main business is going to have some what I call durable income. Durable income is food, it's alcohol, it's cigarettes. It's just there's certain things that people are always going to buy. There's certain things, I don't care what happens, unless only if the world explode will people stop buying this. But some people don't buy cell phone cases. Everyone doesn't have a cell phone case. But everyone eats. Everyone that has a car, they need oil. Everyone that has a car, they need tires. There's just certain things that you just gotta have. So typically we move toward durable products as a core, something that's going to sell year after year after year. All of this trend stuff is great. You can scale up. You can use pay per click traffic, pay traffic, drive blog traffic, make a lot of money real quick. But see, my thing is creating a company that's still going to be making you big money 10 years from now. One of the things I see with a lot of people, and they're limited by income. They don't have the money to really buy the better products or do product research. So they're kind of stuck at a level. So you want to look in the markets, audiences. Because once you start to isolate an audience, then it's more than one product. It becomes products. So many things that you can sell to that audience. Then you actually work on the branding. Amazon, eBay, you're not a brand. I don't care. Everyone's like, yeah, my brand. I was like, you don't have a brand. Whenever I say I buy something from Amazon, I bought it from Amazon. I don't even know who the seller is. I don't even care because Amazon's the brand. So you got to work on your branding, and you have to learn how to market. Now, one of the things that creates a problem for many people who sell on these platforms is they don't get a lot of the juicy information, which is where people are coming from, what browser they're using, click-throughs on thumbnails. There's so many things that they keep because they use it to sell against your ass, that if you had your own business, you would get this stuff and make better business decisions. So, I mean, it gets to be really, really interesting. So we're not talking about drop shipping because that's the big hot stuff. It sounds really appealing. You never touch a product. You never have a warehouse. You make all of this money. Now, as someone who has built a business and done a lot of shipping in my life, there's a lot of gotchas in that process. Okay, so you go ahead and you buy this product from Chin Lee in China. You never see it. You get a few samples, right? And then you have this Chinese company ship it to a fulfillment center. You never see it. And then they do some kind of a cursory inspection, right? Now, I've hired people to work for me that I saw every day, and they didn't do good. You know, sometimes they didn't do great jobs. So all it takes is a few fucked up things in that shipment to tank your business, just a few. And depending upon who your manufacturer is, I mean, there could be a lot of stuff. So the completely hands off, I don't have to do this, everyone else is doing all the heavy lifting, just leaves you wide open for a lot of bad things to happen. And it, once again, how do you sell that? I've heard a lot of stuff about people building businesses and losing businesses. I haven't heard, you know, I could be wrong, but I haven't heard a lot of people like selling their Amazon business. Let's see, Charlie, with Amazon automating groceries now, what do you think the job market would be like when most things are automated? Bad. Very, very bad. Very, very, very bad. What's up, Templar King? What's going on? Let's see how long, you know, we've been going on here. Okay, we are still good. So those are just some of the things you need to think about. What I'm doing is just throwing out some concepts for you to get you to think a little differently, because if you don't, you're going to, what I see, and I got a client who's going through this right now who literally has access to a bunch of products, and every time they turn around, they can't sell this and they can't sell that, and it's usually their best products, and it's just like have to replace it with something else. But it has created a lot of anxiety to wake up and it's like, oh, you can't sell this, oh, you can't sell that. So Money Mark Fagan in the house. What's up? Money. So if you want to build something that you can sell, something that you can flip later in life for a lot of money, these are some of the things you're going to need. You're going to need a customer list. You're going to need a process that's very unique and very efficient. When someone buys your company, they're buying efficiency, they're buying a customer list, they're buying some benefits. They're not buying something that they have to come in and do a lot of stuff. Mr. M Stack, hello. Do they actually expect me to watch the whole commercial on live stream YouTube? I don't know. I guess they do. Greg Williams, it would be cool if you do a live stream with Gary Vee. I'm getting most of my business education from you. I don't really see that coming because I have not really invested into the internet marketing tribe of getting to know people. I'm still doing this lone wolf thing. Maybe that is a detriment. Maybe it's not. I just don't ever see that happening. Go to John Francis, go to my video, The Truth About Drop Shipping. Give you all the information you need right there. Because typically you could create drop shipping situations, but it comes with a relationship, you know, where the person really cares about the shit that's going out to your customer. Because here's the thing, as the business owner, I don't care if Chin Lee in China screwed up. I don't care if Bill at the fulfillment center screwed up. You will be blamed, not them. You will be blamed, and how they will blame you is taking their money back from you. Just saying, that's just the reality. That's just the big thing. And typically, if you go ahead and learn how to create a marketing plan, like I'm not going to use her because I already talked about her, but Let me give you an example of e-commerce, right? This is, I don't even think they have regular stores. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you some as it should be popping up. Where the hell is it? Here we go. That's what I needed. Now, what they've done, I'm going to show this to you. Let's see, pop out of here. This is big business here. All right, so everyone knows about drones. There's a whole bunch of them coming out and stuff. Now, we'll do this. I'm going to show you something, and this is going to be very, very high. It's going to be crazy traffic because drones are like everywhere. I mean, it's insane what's going on with them. All right, so well, holidays. So let's go look at they're getting like 6 million hits per month. And because, you know, they ramped up for Christmas, 11 million hits. Do you understand how many millions of dollars that is? And they have their drones. They sell their drones on their website. They have agreements with Best Buy. They're on Amazon. They have resellers. I mean, it's just amazing with the stuff that they're doing, the things that they're just putting out. Now, this did not, you know, they built this, it took some money to build this. Okay, let's be clear. They did not flip their way up into this. They probably started this with millions of dollars. But just to give you an example of what you can do if you go out and really build something that the marketplace wants. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. This is probably $1 billion company. And it hadn't been around that long. Not at all. Let's see. Melissa, love the vids. Just moving out my stuff out of my house to sell now. A unit has upped my sales a ton. Appreciate it. Yep, everybody I know wants a drone for Christmas, from kids to old folks. I mean, the drone thing is just crazy right now. And it's not something that's going to disappear because there's professional uses for drones. Not only are they fun, there's a lot of uses for them. Broderick, is there a course you can recommend on list building? That's going to be part of the new e-commerce course, because this is one of the things that I see, and this is one of my frustrations online. The new thing is going to be a system. It's not going to be, quote, you know, you have people who are good at webinars. You have people who are good at Instagram. You have people who are good at YouTube. But as a business owner, you come online, you want to start an e-commerce business, you have to be good at a lot of stuff to be successful. And many people kind of just look at, you know, go with the list building. It goes back to audience. You've got to speak to your audience a certain way, behave a certain way with your audience to engender trust, to get sales. It's just crazy how important an audience is. I don't know if you saw the video where I just got rid of my email list. I got rid of it because it wasn't a good audience for the things I wanted to do in the future. And sometimes you just got to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and deal with it and just begin. Because right now I am starting this whole thing completely over with, because one of the things that's going to happen is you're going to see information about building companies, creating money that you will see nowhere else because no one else is doing it. Like I said, this is where everybody's running. This is the channels that everybody's running online. Everybody's trying to jump through this little narrow channel. Yet the opportunity is like this. It's insane. It is sick. but everybody's like running over here. I'm going to get some small product. I'm going to do Amazon FBA. It's just, mark my words. 2 years from now, a lot of those folks who did that, they're going to be on to something else because the money's not going to be there anymore. Kirk Johnson, I develop unique products. They're tools. Some are for painting. My hurdle is selling something that is a brand new item. Suggestions for selling unique products. The e-commerce course. It is not your product. That's the issue. The issue is there an audience for what you want to sell? You can have something that's structurally great. You put a lot of time and effort into it. You made it super snazzy, but there's no audience for it. There's just no audience for it. That's what kills most people. There's no audience for it. Stephen Hack, like the long tail marketing side. I mean, it's just, I look at this stuff and I know I had the benefit of been doing this stuff for a long time and going through many revisions of the internet, but I'm telling you, if you're going to do Amazon FBA, do it as hard as you can while you can, because systematically what's going to happen, and Amazon isn't calling you this, and they're not telling you this, but Amazon has already instituted a Six Sigma program, which is they're getting rid of underperforming sellers. When I say underperforming, it's not like you did anything wrong. It's just you're not working well for their metrics, because these Amazon customers, I'm a Prime member. I'm not your customer. I'm Amazon's customer. And that is always going to be the case. So just watch the carnage. And typically, there you'll see some manufacturing. You'll see there's just going to be a lot of stuff. And you're going to see go in other countries other than China. Let's go ahead and, because I was going to call this the building e-commerce under Trump, but I was like, nah, leave that alone. But some of those policy things that he wants to do with them, he's going to do. This group of married Republicans, they're going to pass that stuff. So maybe 2 years, because I don't think it's going to be like that. Like I said, you're going to have a huge one, but so many things are going to happen. What? There's a huge audience for dashikis. Maybe there is. I haven't done any research on that. It's probably not something I'm going to delve into. But there is this big project, and I can't really tell you all of it right now because someone hired me to set this up. But there's huge markets that a lot of people are not exploiting right now. I mean, it's just really, really amazing what's going on. So that's just some overviews to get you guys to think a little differently, because we're bumping up. We're probably over the hour mark, because like I said, I try to keep these at an hour or under. Sometimes they roll over, but I'm not going to do that. So for those folks who are still here, if you want $450 off the new e-commerce course that's coming, and I'm going to tell you about that in a minute, get the Never Broke Action Pack. The link is directly under the video. So your $150 is going to get you, it's like me giving you $300. It's very, very cool. Now, what we're going to do is talk about the audience. I'm going to give you the layout. We're going to talk about audience. First thing is, and this is where most people who won't make any money online, they never find an audience. They'll get a product, or they'll do what I call drafting. They'll see that someone else is selling this product, and since it's selling well, we'll jump into it. If you develop your audience, you're going to make 10 times more money. That's how important audience building is. So you find your audience, you develop the relationship, you groom them, and then you figure out how you can give your audience stuff that no one else is giving them. There's a lot of money in that. Then you get to know your audience, you get their email address, you get their phone numbers, and you create special events for your audience. That's stuff we're going to do. Then once you've got the audience and you know what they want, then you use the information you gain from the audience, you create this marketing plan to get more people who are like that audience who don't know about you yet. So you create the marketing plan, and then you create some other stuff, because it's going to be really involved in how we're going to put this thing together. But those people getting the e-commerce course will get it. Now, we will talk about Amazon, but Amazon will only be we fucked up ditch, or we've got a low margin item, or we got some cheap stuff that we don't want to sell to our main customer. You know, maybe let's say we create a product, doesn't really work out, blow it out on Amazon, eBay, and get rid of it under another name, not the same company name. So essentially you'll have two companies, and this is stuff I used to do. So it's just like, here's this other company, just blow it out, get rid of it, get the money, and reset. So that's just one of the things that we're going to do, and you'll get to be privy to that. There's some other stuff that I'm making. I'm not going to make this announcement because I've learned that I have to get this stuff incrementally where people really get it. So for those of you who want to be part of that experience, and it's going to start very, 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 very soon, like you'll be shocked, get the Never Broke Action Pack. Now, with that, be sure to share this video with someone you care about. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. So with that, I'm out.